Picture it. You're at Dubai International Airport well after midnight. A sea of thousands everyday folks with jobs, families, and morning alarms have dropped everything just to be here in this terminal. They aren't here for a president or a king or some worldwide celebrity with years of fame. They're here for a 19-year-old girl from the Philippines. And the moment she appears through those gates, the airport doesn't just cheer or clap, it erupts. Camera flashes go off like a thunderstorm. The sound swells like a tidal wave. People who were strangers seconds ago are now embracing weeping and shouting one name together. Her name is Alexandra Eala, and what's about to unfold in the United States over the coming weeks is more than just a tennis tournament. This is a moment of truth. This is a Filipino takeover. And no one, not the pundits, the odds makers, or even the elite players awaiting her in California, is truly ready for what's about to happen. Let's rewind to where this whole fire started. The Dubai WTA 1000, one of the most prestigious events on the women's tennis circuit. It's a stage designed for the top 30 players on the planet, a proving ground where newcomers are humbled and seasoned pros protect their legacies. Alexandra Eala showed up in that desert and completely defied expectations. She wouldn't be silenced. She wouldn't be intimidated. In every single round, she unleashed that punishing left-handed style that coaches globally are now breaking down on their laptops at 2 in the morning, desperate to find a weakness. Her serve was explosive and erratic. Her ground strokes landed with weight deep in the court and never let up. Her vision on the court was strategic and patient, showing a maturity well beyond her years. She made it to the quarterfinals of a WTA 1000. Just let that sink in for a second. The quarterfinals at 19 years old is a Filipina, a Southeast Asian woman competing on a stage where women like her are rarely ever seen. In the quarterfinals, she went up against Coco Gauff, the defending U.S. Open champion ranked number 2 in the world, and one of the most accomplished young athletes in the sport's history. And yes, she was defeated. Every Filipino family that stayed up all night to watch felt the sting of that defeat. But there was no shame in the pain because Eala never fell apart. She refused to give in. She forced Gauff to fight for every last point. She had the crowd on the edge of their seats. She forced the entire tennis world to take notice. By the time that match was over, something fundamental had changed. She wasn't just a wild-card entry anymore. She wasn't just an underdog story. She had become a real, formidable, and undeniable contender on the WTA Tour. And that brings us back to the airport. Following that brutal quarterfinal match, exhausted and emotionally spent, bearing the immense love and hopes of her country, Alexandra Eala got to Dubai International Airport for her flight to the United States. And a crowd of thousands was already gathered just for her. It wasn't an organized gathering. There was no promotional event or scheduled meet and greet. They came simply because they felt compelled to, because they had to share the same air with her, if only for a moment. Because true admiration, true love, doesn't need an invitation. She took the time to meet every single fan, one after another. A selfie, of course. An autograph, absolutely. For every tearful fan who took her hand, just to tell her how proud she made them. She met their gaze and expressed her gratitude as if she were the one indebted to them. That's the kind of person Alexandra Eala is. She's more than an athlete, more than a tennis player. She is a person of incredible grace who knows that achievement without humility is meaningless. She's secured a world ranking of number 32. From Dubai alone, she's brought in over $98,000 in prize money. She's earned her spot in major WTA events based on her own rank. No special invites, no handouts, no easy ways, and just pure talent, hard work, and a rock-solid faith in her own abilities. And right now, she's on a flight headed for California. She's on her way to the Sunshine Double Indian Wells and the Miami Open, two of the most celebrated tournaments in tennis right behind the Grand Slams. They call Indian Wells the 5th Grand Slam. You've got the desert landscape, the colossal stadium, a field of world-class competitors, and all that history. This isn't just a preparatory tournament. It's a true measure of skill. And then there's Miami, a place where Alexandra Eala has already made her mark. Just last year, when she was still mostly unknown, she came into Miami and started taking down top 10 players as if it were second nature. She beat Agawashuate, who was number 1 in the world, then the absolute dominant force in women's tennis. She took down Madison Keys. Her incredible run was a true Cinderella story that stunned both fans and commentators. But things are completely different now. Last year, she was the long shot. Last year, she was the unexpected contender. Last year, her opponents saw her name on the bracket and figured it would be an easy win. Those days are gone. Now, they know better. Now her game has been scouted. Now they've done their homework. But the amazing part about Alexandra Eala is that she's done hers too. She has leveled up. The strategic mindset she's bringing to Indian Wells and Miami is on a whole other level from what we've seen from her before. That little bit of downtime she got after Dubai wasn't a vacation. It was a reset. It was the calm before the coming storm. So the one question on everyone's mind is straightforward. Can she pull off another miracle run? Can she make another deep push in the tournament? Could she possibly deliver another shock to the world on U.S. soil? But asking that question misses the point entirely because Cinderella is a fairy tale about chance. Alexandra Eala is no Cinderella. Luck has nothing to do with this. She was forged, she was conditioned, she is utterly relentless. The question we should be asking is this: what limits is she willing to push past? And judging by everything we've witnessed, the answer should terrify every other player in the draw. And on her path, an entire nation is preparing with her. Millions of her fans are poised to set alarms for matches that begin in the dead of night. Parents are ready to rouse their children from bed, ensuring they can one day say they saw history being made in real time. Filipino workers spread all through the Middle East across the European continent, and throughout, America itself will circle around phones and laptops streaming every last point. This is because it's more than just a game. This is about identity. This is their validation. This is a Filipina taking her place on the grandest stage in the world and declaring, "We belong right here." Our rightful place has always been here. And so, as Alexandra Eala's plane journeys over the Pacific, making its descent towards California as the wheels make contact with American ground as she grips her racket and steps onto that Indian Wells practice court for the first time, understand this. The reckoning for American tennis has arrived. The takeover is officially underway, and the sport will be forever changed.